and then we'll have one last performer, which is Jess. So James Estwick is a poet based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, originally from Omaha, Nebraska. His debut collection, Coffee, a reflection of my life relationships, explore the intimate moments that have shaped his life. A senior at Metropolitan State University, studying creative writing in English, James continues to develop his voice while working on his second book. Congratulations. Outside of writing, he enjoys time with his partner of 19 years, their 3 pets, and a close circle of family and friends. Welcome, James.
Okay, it doesn't matter how many times I'm in front of people, I will try to read slow because when I get nervous, the first poem I'll read is called I Pray for You, Black Child. There was a young lady that kind of inspired it that lived in my building. Every day she was outside arguing with her boyfriend. It was really toxic. And one day I was just like, I'm gonna pray for that child. And so I thought about my grandmother, and I mean, it was nice to hear you talk about your grandmother. It's unfortunate the last thing. My grandmother died when I was 13. She was only 56. And so I didn't have a real relationship with her as an adult, but I felt like this would be something she would say to me. I pray for you, black child. For the world we live is not always fair. While others live joyously free, we have to do so with so much care. The dreams we dream, our dreams, are made to be so far from reach. And constant fear of failure never brings us peace. I pray for you, black child, that you try to let go. Release the anger we hold. Bound by the judgment of the world we see, anger makes us cold. It's okay to be angry. It's human nature to be. But we are so much more, far more than what others choose to see. We are light. We are love, and we too are free. I pray for you, black child. I pray you find your love. I pray you find your light. I pray you dream higher, higher than the sky. But most of all, I pray that you find true meaning in life, and I pray you find it before it slips you by. I pray for you, black child. So the next poem I'm going to read, Langston Hughes was like one of my first poetry inspirations, and so this was inspired by his poem, Negro Speaks of Rivers. Rivers run deep, dark and calm, violent and free. Rivers run deep with the blood of man taken from his peace. River runs deep with tears of sorrow and lies untold. Rivers run deep with everlasting light and life yet to unfold. Rivers run deep, reflecting the moon, mirroring the stars. Rivers run deep, like flowing blood from an open scar. Rivers run deep with promises of freedoms and to be brave. Yet here I am drowning in this deep river, still a slave. The next one is called Blue. It was actually inspired by a painting by my best friend. If you've never seen the pictures on my IG. She painted this picture right after George Floyd died. And it's of a black man, and he has a flower in his head. But we were in a space that people weren't catching the context of what was happening in that. So I wrote about it, and then she wanted to share it. I was really nervous because of the content of it. I tell myself I'm going to be radical and I'm going to speak up, but this was one of those moments that forced me. Flowers will bloom where my black body will lay. I could have shown you my beauty in so many other ways. But here I lie victim to systemic ties. And you pulled the trigger before you saw the tears in my eyes. Now I have vacant thoughts as life seeps from my pores. I wasn't even a threat to you, but look, whose life mattered more? Yours. Now the ground that I occupy blooms the most beautiful flowers, seeped of all my love, all my power. Perfect stems crowned with perfect flowered heads, but you only noticed my beauty after I was dead. Now the last one is gonna be hard for me to get through. This pretty much what the book is about. Coffee was my grandfather's favorite thing to drink. When he got older, he didn't remember who I was. Was in a class, had a writing prompt, said something you could smell. The smell of coffee always makes me happy, so it always makes me begin. Coffee, black as night. No cream, no sugar. Steam rising from the endless cups he drank. At least 3 Folger cans around the house were spitting tobacco. He'd sit rocking back and forth in his chair on the porch, watching cars drive by. Country music playing softly from atop the small table in the corner, reminiscing of the time he spent with his grandfather. Only then roads were dusty with the coffee-colored dirt of a segregated Arkansas. I'd be miserable. The cans of spit disgusted me. They looked like what he drank, but smelled 1,000 times worse. The sound of the rocking chair and the slow drawl of the music usually put me to sleep. Yet I wanted nothing more than to share these moments in my own little chair. No cans of chewed tobacco in my area. These moments probably reminiscent to those he spent with his grandfather, watching cars drive by, drinking coffee, mine or milk sweetened with pounds of sugar. On quiet days I sit and I listen to the cars that drive by, and allow my brain to be flooded with memories of when your mind started to fade. Wondering if there wasn't such a likeness to my father, would you have even remembered my name? And I become bitter, like the stuff you used to drink, black, like the part of your brain that controls your life. But bitterness does not make the memories matter any less. I prefer the taste. No sugar, no cream, black as night, coffee.